grab your coats and gloves because it's about to get chilly in here. No, get out of here. Sorry about that, they get pretty feisty in the winter. My name is Nathan Sporrer, and the event I'm going to be talking about is the Northwest Central Eastern Winter Storm and Cold Wave of February 2021. Whew, that's a mouthful. We're just going to call it the Winter Storm. So, the event's total cost is $20.8 billion. Wait, hold on. Okay. This comes out to 0.7 Elon Musk's. But it's still a lot of money, as it was one of the most costly on the list. Except for Hurricane Ida. More like Hurricane Ida most expensive now. No? Okay, moving on. So there were 172 deaths. Well, this is more than Hurricane Ida, but I don't think we should be bragging about that. So, a moment of silence for them. Yeah. The winter storm event took place from February 10th through 19th, 2021, and it was mostly from the south of Nebraska all the way down into Texas. Now, most people know where this is on a map, but for those who might not, I'll show you. Yeah, so pretty much this area right here. Some of the reasons for the damages is there were areas that experienced 40 degrees Fahrenheit below the expected normal, and there was lots and lots of power outages, approximately 10 million at a time at the peak. So, are these type of winter storms out of the ordinary? Your options are no, yes, maybe, and we don't know.
Richard Nixon, that's my final answer.
He's won $1 million!
What? No, the correct answer is no. They're actually not unusual at all. In the past 20 years, there have been 7 of them, and in the 20 years before that, there were 12 of them. So the number actually has been, over the averages, it's been going down. In the past 20 years, the winter storms have cost $33.8 billion and took 288 lives. But as I'm sure you remember, this event itself cost $20.8 billion and took 172 lives. So before this storm, there was only $12.7 billion and 116 lives taken. So this specific winter storm definitely had a big impact on the recent numbers. So what caused this event to occur? The biggest impact seems to be that there was a polar vortex, which means that there was high pressure in the Arctic regions and low pressure over the northern Pacific and Atlantic areas. So what this means is that the jet stream was driven southward, which in turn brought colder temperatures from the north down into the mid-latitudes. This polar vortex was potentially caused by a stratospheric warming event, which occurred near the poles in January. So if this was the case, global warming could have an impact on future polar warming events. But overall, I don't believe that climate change has had a big impact on causing these type of winter events. So if we look at the total amount of winter storm events that occurred from 1980 to 2000, the amount of storms average out to be one about every 2 years. In the past 20 years, the storms average out to be only about 0.6 every 2 years. And even just looking at the past 10 years, we're right on average for about 1 every 2 years. So as you can see, that this event has been pretty consistent, showing up over the past 40 years and even beyond that. Because of these facts, I do not believe that our recent climate change scare is causing these specific winter storm disasters. But instead they were caused by the natural stratospheric warming and the polar vortex that resulted from that. So how can we prepare for a winter storm that may happen in the future? Well, polar vortexes are not something new, and our best bet is going to be just to check weather forecasts regularly when there's potential for cold weather, and then like this guy here, stay bundled up in warm clothes. It could also be beneficial to have home and car emergency kits, as well as spare food and drinks, so you can always be prepared. So now you know all about the winter storm disaster. You know when it occurred and the damage it left behind. You know what caused it, if it's out of the ordinary. If it's out of the ordinary. And you know how it relates, or in this case, doesn't relate to climate change. So thank you for watching. Alright, the video's over. You can come back in now.
Yippee!